Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to EVERSPACE. I had a little bit of an embarrassing run or two there in the last video. Things not going that well, basically due to my own stupidity. And then I ended the video without spending our money, so let's spend all this money. Component damage repair costs, I mean this is still a valuable thing, right? We've had a number of runs basically destroyed by the loss of important components. But I don't know. In a lot of cases, the problem hasn't been that we don't have the number of parts, it's that we don't have any of specific parts, right? It's like you have 0 processors and you just don't find any. So maybe this isn't worth spending a lot of money on. I don't know, we'll see. It may be the case that upgrading this does remove some parts from the list, in addition to removing the amounts of other parts, or lowering the amounts of other parts, so let's find out. Also, we may as well, yeah, we can get pretty close to this. Start the run with additional stuff on board, seems fine. And then what else can we do with our little bit of money left? Increase the speed of repairing our hull? That's, that's not nothing. We could get the ability to do critical hits. That's, I mean, I really don't like high variance stuff like this, generally. That said, there's not a lot of options. And we can also just unlock some new stuff that is ship specific. Yeah, let's buy a little bit. Let's buy 15 points of hull. That's fine. So let's give this ship one more try. We've been making good progress with it. I need to be a little bit more careful about engaging in combat against huge, indescribable enemy. I don't even want to call that thing a ship. Enemy blobs of terror. Terror blobs. It's just a missile defense system floating out in the middle of nowhere. That's pretty strange. And some compound. It is as though there was combat here recently. I'm being targeted by something. Alright. That's how you want to do this. Hey, welcome to the sector, everybody! It sucks just as much as all the other sectors. Ooh, wow, he almost rammed me. Okay, so what I'm learning here is that if you just travel in one direction at a set speed, they miss you for a little while and then start to adjust and lead you with their shots enough to hit you. So the reason that the weaving back and forth erratically works probably is that it keeps resetting their time to lead algorithm. And so they just never end up leading you at all. Although, to be fair, if an enemy did the same thing to me, I probably also would find it hard to hit them. I'd be very upset. Right, it looks like there was only one intact container from that freighter. Alright, so my goal here is to try to find a weapon that will let me deal with that, the alien stuff. We got a free mega bomb, basically, last time, to allow us to get our first glyph easily. But the game is probably not going to be forthcoming with that kind of stuff again. We're probably going to have to do it the hard way from here on. So I guess it's just a matter of finding really good large explosives. So if we're offered heavy missiles or something, we should definitely take them. So I think at this point I've proven that I can get by okay with just the laser for some amount of time. Energized Boost Plus Plus. I don't think this is any good, honestly. I don't like Energized Boost. There's no situation where I'm like, I desperately need to go fast, except for the situation where I'm being shot at. I guess the idea is that you would use it when you've already lost your shields? Because I can't imagine any other reason to trade your shields for more boost. Yeah, I guess that's what it's for. You've already lost your shield and you're trying to get clear to do a little bit of regen. Well, so here's a GMB station. see if I can snatch a container from them and get away with it, maybe. There's no containers up here. They might be all on the underside. It's interesting that they don't have any clue what I'm doing. They're not like, hey, that guy sure is inspecting our station very closely. Perhaps we should send him a warning. But actually, it looks like there's no containers or anything on here at all. And I don't really want to just piss off G&B for no reason. Listen, it may seem like in every single game I play, I am always bothering, pissing off everybody that we meet, always. But generally I do it for, you know, some kind of material gain. Okay, let's see what we, Hey, that's a good start. Yeah, whatever. This is a good, very conspicuous start. Wow, that fuel tank went up in like a 1/10 of a second. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. And looks like we might be able to get a container or something. Yeah, there's one. I suppose I can collect those through this grating. Okay. Yeah, pretty good. A G&B credits transport. Ow. Really, it was more surprising than anything else. So this is a wrecked ship. Nobody's gonna mind if I blow these, right? That's what I was about to say. You know, there could be fuel in those. Also, I don't think I did accomplish our goal of blowing up a bunch of fuel tanks. But honestly, even if I did, I should always shoot fuel tanks. Shield breaker missile. Now that's interesting. They do 100 shield damage. I'm going to swap our corrosion missiles with these. Again, because my plan here is to accumulate weapons that are good at fighting those aliens. And as far as I can tell, the alien thing was entirely shields. It didn't have any hull bar at all. So actually, shield breaker missiles might be a good way to go. Yeah, my computer can only sort of handle the explosions, and so my my mouse movement and targeting goes all a little bit doolally when they're when things are exploding on screen. To be perfectly honest, though, it kind of going into slow motion does make the explosion seem more dramatic, so it's not all downside. Okay, I have maxed out my fuel. Good stuff. Ow. Pressed the wrong button there. You know, I've only been driving spaceships in this game for like 10 or 12 hours or something. I can't imagine a good reason for me to be any good at it yet. Okay, so I did in fact get some stuff from my old corpse. Because that's what this is, right? Where'd it go? Yeah, here. Valkyrian. Valkyrian. I haven't really been looking at the names of each of my my clone ships, but I'm assuming that that was in fact the name of that ship. Okay, so this is no, this is not a functional G&B platform. This is all wrecked too. All right, well, let's blow these tanks. There could be gas in them. I don't need any more fuel, but sometimes they have gas. Also, it's not entirely impossible that they could just have some other kind of loot entirely in them, you know? It is certainly, I think, clear to everybody, it is certainly not the case that we have seen everything this game has to offer. There's something kind of satisfying about, like, this completely perfunctory business of just burning all the fuel tanks we come across. Like, shooting lasers at things until those things explode just feels cool. Okay, nothing of value. So... I think that GMB credits transport might still be around here, right? Let's go over there and have a look at it. Because it might, like I said, it might be the case that I can just laser some of the crates off the side. Like, I don't have to necessarily destroy this thing, right? If I did interpret it correctly, and there are large, yeah, these large boxes on the side are in fact the cargo. Like, what happens if I do this? Okay, nothing of value occurred. It's starting to accelerate to jump. We should probably do the same, but for different reasons. Okay, it's fine. We're just gonna weave. The weaving always works. Ooh. And hey, look at that. We didn't even get reported. Well, let's head over here. We got a service station. I am at remarkably low credits.
What happened
considering.
here?
What you see around you is the remnants of the conflict between the Colonials and the Oka. First contact led to an escalating series of misunderstandings. Let's just put it at that.
I see.
Misunderstandings. That's a nice way to put that. Alright. You know, I guess I do have the ability to build weapons, don't I? I'm always forgetting about that. So something is shooting at the Okar with us. I think we must have some outlaws in the mix here. Really need more energy.
For getting yourself into these situations.
Try to shut up.
Yeah. For once, I agree with the character. Ow. Okay. Hold up. Let's, first of all, upgrades. But secondly, we could just build stuff, right? I always forget about the fact that I can just build stuff. So what? We have a lot of... we have a lot of blueprints, actually. Okay, I can only make heavy and light missiles in the secondary slot, though. Do I have the blueprint for the time slow thing? Looks like no. That's a real shame. I do have the adaptive armor blueprint, actually. Ooh, we should play Gunship next, with adaptive armor. Since I can build it. Gas or plasma scrap. It's not even... It's made out of stuff that's pretty common. Yeah. Okay. So... let's have the missile defense system as our active third slot. That is something that I might actually get some use out of. Also, I suppose I should do this. Alright, well, let's zoom around and check out all of these destroyed ships. Keep in mind, of course, that remains that haven't been fully picked over could just be traps. Yeah, I'm very eager to get out to the weird parts of space, though. Start having more really weird experiences. Yeah, so I think next run we'll do another gunship run. We'll try our best to build some armor, and maybe that will help. Okay, we've gotten pretty paid. I suppose at this point I ought to worry about the jump suppressor. So we're close-ish. What is this? This is nothing of value. Yeah, we're close-ish. We're getting close really quickly now. This must be basically the right direction. It must be over here somewhere. There's functional floodlights, so there's a thing out here that has power. Ooh, plasma field. Plasma is not particularly hard to get a hold of, but we don't have any right now. Or we have very little, rather. Okay. Let's check out the thing with the floodlights on it. This could be our blocker. Doesn't appear to be defended, which makes it probably not our blocker. And in fact, it is definitely not our blocker, but it does have some kind of loot. And while we're here, you know, just for good measure, let's make sure we get all of the loot. And I'm under fire. They figure it out pretty quickly when you start blowing their stuff up. Drones seem to be a pretty reliable source of nanobots, and they really aren't much of a threat. I don't know if I've just been lucky with getting a lot of nanobots from drones, or if it really is the case that they drop them frequently, but at this point I'm always excited to see a drone. Too much acceleration. Okay, seriously, we better get this jump suppressor under control. So, where do I think it is? Okay, all directions. Here we go. I was gonna say I did a 360 there, and the percentages were going down in every direction. Maneuvering toward things in three-dimensional space is a little tricky. Okay, it's over this way for sure. So we're starting to see the percentage is still going up, but the rate at which it's going up is slowing. Yeah. Indicating that we are moving neither toward it nor away from it really, but instead laterally relative to it. Okay, this is what we wanted. Hey guys, I found it! Hey everybody. Come on. Okay. Oh, what a time to run out of energy. Okay. Alright, is that all of them? Looks like it may have been all of them. We've definitely gotten some new hostile pings. Alright. Let's try to make it to the service station, in case we can get some, like, reasonable trade before we jump out. Oh, they see us. Yeah, drones are great. Ooh, wow, full service. Nice. Yes, please. 200. That is a pretty good price. Alright, fuel's at max. I can trade them scrap for money. I will do that. I can buy compound or plasma or ore. I can't imagine that it will be terribly valuable to us to do those things. We could rob them. Now let's just grab this scrap and get out. There we go. Ah, here they come. Okay, so I think that there's value in taking risks, especially since our risks are usually rewarded financially. But also, like I said, I really want to get out into the weird parts of space again, and that does mean I have to not die to friggin' like random outlaws. Let's see if we can help out the Okar here, since they seem to outnumber their foes. Yeah, my laser's not locking at all. Boy, the second I got into the fight, the Okar stopped paying attention to the outlaws entirely, huh? We could have been friends, guy. You don't know anything about me. Maybe I was here to save you. It's probably not like a safe assumption, but it could have been true. You could have hailed me at least. Damn it. I'm trying to, still trying to pick stuff up while going a little bit too fast, apparently. Yeah, on the subject of shields, I've really sort of soured on the XC shields. Mostly what I want is to not take damage for the longest possible period at the beginning of a fight. Because I find we can usually, you know, resolve the issue before we need to regenerate our shields too much. G&B equipment transport. How much do I feel like trying to get away with something? It's a little trickier in these systems, I think. The jump gate systems. Because you can't just bail into the distance, you have to go to a specific place to leave. Ooh, a ship color. I think that's my first ship color. I've gotten a lot of decal colors. I wonder if you always unlock the colors in the same order. Because I think orange was the first color I unlocked for decals as well, wasn't it? Or maybe I started with orange. Alright. Let's go over there and see if it looks like there's something obvious that I can take off of that ship. Man, it is, it's actually pretty far away. If I attacked the ship, I'd have to fight the fighter right away. And like I said, I can't just like wiggle out. I have to actually go to the jump gate. Yeah, screw it. Let's just get gone. If we're gonna try to do something cheeky like that, it probably this is probably not the best type of node to do it in. We should try to hit the trader before we get forced out. I will... I think gel for processors is a good trade. I will definitely sell scrap. I've never had a problem with scrap. Not gonna buy ore or plasma. Yeah. Okay, I think we made some positive trades there. Oh my god, my energy. I really, really, really need more energy on this ship. Always. Whew, alright. Well, I managed to get through the first sector without any major screw-ups. That shouldn't be something that I have to be proud of. But honestly, it is. Stop dodging. Okay. Well, it seems like we're starting to see these advanced drones earlier and earlier, doesn't it? Ooh, okay. I'm taking way too much damage in these little tiny skirmishes. Ow. That tiny rock has a little bit more mass than I was expecting. Ah, there it is. I was gonna say, I thought I saw stuff coming toward me. I can actually finish him off. Yeah, whatever is shooting at me right now, it's not doing very much damage.
Do better.
Thanks. That's good advice. Yeah, those drones don't do very much damage, but they create the audio of so many shots that it makes me feel like I'm really getting pounded. Okay, looks like we cleared this freighter wreck. Yeah, my ship is all torn up. I'm doing a terrible job here. The thing is, I don't know that I feel that switching primary weapons would really help. What do we have access to? A Gatling or a scattergun? I do like the scattergun. It's more effective in close combat. So we could use the beam laser on stuff that's far away and the scattergun on things that get in close. I don't know. What we really need is a some new upgrade blueprints, so that we can put a larger variety of upgrades on our stuff. Because right now, if I want to find like a laser with the upgrades that laser we had in our first run with this ship or with this loadout had, I have to actually just be lucky and find one floating out in space. I'd really like to be able to build one. Okay, are these the shield? I was gonna say, these shield generators are on the wrong side of this shield. Stuff is supposed to be on the inside. But, of course, as always, it's possible that this is just a trap, and they're like that so that people will get overconfident. Honestly, it kind of does not look like that is what's happening. A shield charge drone. Continuously recharges your shield at a certain rate while close to your ship. I mean, we could just launch it right now, right? And it'll follow us around from sector to sector and...
You're drawing fire.
Yeah, thanks. What does a scan drone do? Well, it didn't drop anything cool. That's what I was really hoping for. Yep. Alright, this drone is doing what I was hoping it was going to do. Lowering the amount of damage I'm going to take by drawing enemy fire. Urgh. There we go.
That was too close for comfort.
Comfort is all in the mind.
I don't know if I agree with you. I think comfort is mostly in the haunches. That's where I always feel it. That and the balls of the feet. Man, I went for a walk. I'm trying to be a little healthier. And unfortunately, due to a combination of asthma and extreme laziness, there are a lot of kinds of exercise I have difficulty with. But, you know, you can always go for a walk, right? So I was like, let's go for a nice low-impact walk. We'll just walk for 45 minutes. So we went to the park, and this park has it abuts like a large forested area, and we went into the forest for a little walk, and somehow got lost, and ended up walking around in the forest for like over an hour, and it turns out my shoes are not well suited to that environment. Who would have known, man? Who would have thought? You need specific forest shoes. I always thought it was silly in JRPGs, but apparently it's a real thing. Different equipment for every environment. We don't have the tools for this, right? I mean, I have heavy rockets. I have heavy missiles, and I have the materials to build more heavy missiles. Yeah, okay. Our beam laser is all hopped up on plus shield damage, which should be relevant.
Sensors are scrambled again. What are you picking up, Hive?
Interference from the clouds.
Damn it, I can't lock onto him. And that is making my missiles not very effective. Okay, I'm blind. He can blind me. That's new. Didn't realize that before. Okay, the beam laser actually does okay damage. His attacks sort of lead me a little bit. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Ow. Okay, let's... So it looks like missiles are completely useless against him. I do have a damage booster that I'm just not using. Ow. Ow, ow. Come on! Oh, I almost had him. Yeah. Those are tough. Apparently they can show up pretty early now that we've unlocked them, though. Well, as anticlimactic as that is, unfortunately, I think that is going to have to be the end of today's video. We can drop some more money into... Yeah, 40% reduction. I mean, it's meaningful, it's just not... I'm looking for something that's going to fundamentally change everything about what we're doing, and that's maybe... maybe not realistic. Ooh! Additional random equipment before each run. We are so close to being able to afford this. Well, let's dump a bunch of cash into it, so we can definitely get it next time, because that sounds exciting. Maybe exciting is the wrong word. It sounds fine. It sounds like it might have a positive effect. The speed of repairing my hull is not something I'm terribly worried about, although it might have made a little bit of a difference in that last encounter, because my nanobot healing got stopped by us getting shot. I wish you could see what future levels of diplomacy will do. Because I'm curious if it's all just they won't report your attacks, or if it does something cool if you get it further up. Alright, we'll make this our next thing that we're checking out. Alright, well, unfortunately, that is going to have to be it for today. Ooh. Come back next time when I have played with our colors extensively. That is wonderfully hideous. I'm sure I'll have some kind of great monstrosity cooked up for you guys. We'll see you then.